Okay, so quite a few people from the GTL community sent me this report from Forbes. And it seems like the topic of World Cup hotels is really starting to break the news these days. And unless you were drinking the corporate Kool-Aid, you would have saw this coming. It's like seeing a car crash happen in slow motion. So by popular demand from the community, I'm going to give my thoughts on this report. Also, if you were planning to go to one of the fan zones in Toronto, you might want to watch this, because it's going to cost you a little bit of money now. And also, I have a TikTok video from a US citizen, and he gives a straight up, no BS, raw opinion on why people should not come to the United States for FIFA. So I'm going to talk about all of this in this video. And if you're watching this video, I actually recorded this on Friday. So who knows, it might be outdated by the time you're watching it Saturday morning. But just letting everybody know that I'm going to be taking a well-deserved break this weekend. And my wife and I will be heading out this weekend for a little getaway. And unfortunately, the co-hosts and our tour are not coming with us. They're going to be having a sleepover at their friend's place. But not to worry, I do have videos scheduled for this weekend. It just means that I'm not going to be on social media anywhere. So I'll see everyone again on Friday. No. So I'll see everyone again on Monday. Alright, let's get started with this video.
Today on Forbes, the U.S. hotel industry is starting to worry about the World Cup. Due to ongoing economic uncertainty, geopolitical tension, and a prolonged so-called, quote, Trump slump causing a drop in international visitors, the significant boost U.S. hotels were expecting from the World Cup may not happen, according to CoStar, the leading benchmarking and analytics firm for the industry.
Oh man, I mean, you have to be blind to think that this wouldn't have happened. I mean, 14 months of BS coming out of the United States, issues at the border, visas, $15,000 bonds, bombing of other countries, killing of their own citizens, causing fuel prices to rise, and the overall apathetic movement of the United States citizens. It really dumbfounds me that the US still thinks we want to go to their country. It's like a bully picking on you for years, and when he has a birthday party, he sits there all alone at the head of the table, blaming everybody else for not showing up. And speaking of birthdays, the US actually has its 250th this year. I would rather go to the dentist and get my wisdom teeth taken out without any freeze than to give any attention to the 250th birthday of the United States. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. And if you agree and you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button below if you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective.
The U.S. hotel industry is concerned about the impact of the World Cup due to uncertainty over international fan attendance. A FIFA analysis last year projected a $30.5 billion economic boost and 185,000 jobs this year, assuming millions of international tourists would flock to the tournament. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has repeatedly stated that World Cup tickets sold out quickly, yet some U.S. fans received emails in February offering a 48-hour window to purchase tickets. Alan Fiol, professor at the University of Central Florida's Rosen College of Hospitality Management, told Forbes, quote, "They're selling primarily to domestic customers. There is a big question about international visitors."
Now, I've said this in previous videos that I did on FIFA, but my guess is that the stands in all the stadiums will be full, but they will be full of domestic fans. And also corporate people who probably don't care and are going to be on the phone the whole time. But these tourism officials and hotel officials, this next part here will actually show that they do care about the international people. And they explain why.
Reports of domestic ticket sales and the notoriously difficult U.S. visa process have raised doubts. Host cities were advised to expect a 50-50 split between domestic and international visitors, but hotels prefer international guests because they spend more, stay longer, use more amenities, and contribute more to the local economy.
That's right, you heard it. We spend more, we stay longer, and we contribute more to the local economy. I think this is a good time for a mic drop from a real president. And for every single international tourist that used to go to the United States, what was just said should be satisfying to you, because it definitely was for me. And to my haters in the early days that used to comment stuff like this, good luck supporting your own economy. Because we in Canada, we remember, and we're never going to forget this.
U.S. inbound international travel declined in 2025, a trend noted by U.S. Travel Association CEO Jeff Freeman at the 2026 America's Lodging Investment Summit in January. Freeman questioned if the Trump administration's tourism dampening policies, like the $250 visa integrity fee and proposed social media history requirement for some travelers, would continue. At the same event, Marriott CEO Anthony Capuano suggested the U.S. was not welcoming, stating that travelers' concerns about the customs and immigration experience are, quote, big impediments to the lodging industry's potential success.
I think a big impediment is an understatement. I mean, all of these stupid fees like the visas, the bonds, and then you have issues when you get into the country, and more issues with ICE running around like a pack of wolves. I mean, people are genuinely worried about this kind of stuff, which is why it really pisses me off when you get like Governor Mills or the person from Rochester overlooking the actual safety issues in their country and saying, oh, don't worry about it, or just have your paperwork and then you'll be fine when you come to our country. If we actually listen to them and we get detained at the border or something happens, do you think Governor Mills or this Rachel person is going to help? Absolutely not. It's that selfish mentality that I really hate. Die-hard FIFA fans are also giving up their opportunity to watch. And in my last video, I featured Mr. Mills. I'm not sure who he is, but he's been to 6 World Cups. And the reason he's not going this year is because he's worried about possibly being denied entry or having his social media checked. Also, it's too expensive as well. So to this Marriott CEO guy or whatever he is, you need to start calling it what it is. And what it is a train wreck.
Jan Freitag, CoStar's National Director of Hospitality Market Analytics, shared a status report from the analytics firm on LinkedIn in early March, noting, quote, we are seeing much more muted optimism about the hotel results leading up to the World Cup. Chantal Wu, a Senior Director of Hospitality Market Analytics at CoStar, told Forbes that lodging demands in the U.S. during the tournament is expected to boost revenue per available room, also known as RevPAR, nationally by only 1.2% in June and 1.5% in July.
Sounds like a regular summer season if you ask me. And the only thing the hotel industry can rely on right now is the quote-unquote last-minute bookings. And in my non-expert opinion, I think that's going to be a bust as well.
That's a noticeable downgrade from less than a month ago, when CoStar and Tourism Economics forecasted a still disappointing 1.7% year-over-year lift in the RevPAR for June and July, only a quarter of the boost received when the U.S. hosted the World Cup in 1994. Harry Carr, Pivot Hotels and Resorts' Senior Vice President of Commercial Optimization, told CoStar, quote, we are much less bullish about the World Cup than we were 3 months ago. This came after FIFA returned room block holds with no reservations made for the tournament.
Now that's something I haven't heard yet. I mean, FIFA's been very vague about what these actual room blocks were for. Like, I've read reports saying that some is for media, some is for other companies. I don't know. Rich people, I guess. But the excuse has always been that this is normal, that they always overbook, and they're just cleaning house right now. But if I use my hometown in Vancouver as an example, they've released 15,000 nightly rooms in Vancouver. I mean, that's not a small amount. So it's either nobody's interested or your procurement person's an idiot. I'm going to go with the first one, that nobody's actually interested.
Lior Seckler, HRI Lodging's chief commercial officer, told CoStar that the demand for reserved room blocks has been, quote, very lackluster for the company's Bay Area hotels. He noted only 15% of FIFA's reserved rooms were picked up. Freitag noted soft June hotel bookings for the World Cup, suggesting July could be, quote, on par or better, end quote, due to the tournament's knockout stage that starts June 28th, traditionally attracting more ticketless fans to host cities for celebrations.
Sure, maybe for the domestic fans. They might go out and buy last-minute tickets. But let's play this out if you're an international fan. Let's say their country gets past the knockout stage, and the fan actually wants to go see. And if they're from a country that needs this stupid visa integrity fee, they're going to have to pay that first. Or they might have to pay the $15,000 bond. Now, I don't know anything about the time it takes to get these things, but I'm assuming it takes time. Then you have to book a flight, which flight prices are ridiculous right now. Then you have to book a hotel. Now, people are not going to do this until their visas are approved. I don't know anyone that's going to book it until they know they can go. But even if it is approved, and they have their flight, and they have their hotel, there is still that question mark. What's going to happen when you land in the United States and you have to talk to a CBP guard? Ah, shit, this would be a good time to show that article. I did a previous report where, I can't remember if it was a video or if it was an article, but some tourism official dipshit basically said that FIFA fans are crazy, and if their team moves forward, they're going to hop on a plane and they'll get over there and support their team. Well, this tourism or hotel dipshit or whoever said it isn't thinking about the logistics of what international people need to do in order to get into their fascist country.
However, some U.S. cities, including New York, New Jersey, are scaling back or canceling fan festivals. Professor Fial believes a large, last-minute influx of international fans is unlikely given current travel complexities. CoStar projects 10 of 11 U.S. host cities will see growth during the World Cup. Senior Director Wu of CoStar noted that international gateway markets such as Dallas, Los Angeles, Miami, and New York are expected to see double-digit RevPAR growth in June and July. Kansas City, the only non-international gateway market, is projected to see a slight RevPAR decline of 0.1% in June and 6.3% in July due to the difficulty of getting there from abroad.
My last FIFA video had a report on Kansas City, and I have a feeling they're going to struggle when it comes to attendance, and they get my thoughts and prayers. Now, I want to show a clip from a US citizen, and he gives his warning on why nobody should be attending the FIFA World Cup. Let me play for everyone. Oh, and just a heads up, there's a little bit of cursing in this one.
It's very clear that at this point, the World Cup is about to be not a very successful one. Why do I say this? Because besides of all of the reports of people not wanting to come, the European Union countries saying that it's not safe to come here, now the hotels in the US, in the main cities that where this is going to happen, are reporting below expectation reservations, and they're calling it the Trump slump. Why? Because nobody in their right fucking mind want to come to the States and watch a World Cup in a country in which frozen agents can pick you the fuck up whenever they feel like just because of the way you look. In a country in which the policies that are being passed are completely nationalistic, fascist, and straight up racist. Also, a country that is invading one of the country teams that qualified to the World Cup. It's the first time in history that the host invaded one of the teams that is coming. A country in which the prices are just fucking skyrocketing, where FIFA is telling you can sit over here, but in reality the tickets were available over here because we gave it to our donors.
Now, that's one thing I actually haven't covered in any of my FIFA videos. I've seen reports on TikTok where people are saying that they bought tickets and they're in a certain section, and when it came time to actually get their tickets, they're in like the nosebleed sections. So yeah, add another WTF when it comes to FIFA.
I know people don't want to hear this. I know people say, I don't care about FIFA, people we have other problems. But what I'm trying to show is that the effects of our decisions affect everybody worldwide, including yourself. Even if you don't give a fuck about soccer, even if you don't give a fuck about football, FIFA, anything else, you have to understand that these dumb fucking policies are affecting our standing in the world. And when something as insignificant to you as the World Cup is affected by the decisions of the dumb motherfuckers leaving the country, that should be a red fucking flag. I'm Alex in my rant, and I'm out.
This Alex guy is awesome, and I love his rants. But he's right, and he's also talking to his own fellow citizens, not us, the international community. And he's talking to his fellow citizens that are apathetic about everything that's going on right now. But he's right that most US citizens probably don't even care about FIFA, unless they're a fan. Because even though the FIFA World Cup is just an event, it still brings a lot to their economy. How many people are not going to be working shifts because everything is underwhelming? How many people not working shifts are not going to be able to pay their mortgage or their rent? If you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage or your rent, where are you going to live? For these people here, I know what most people are going to say. Blame Biden, blame Biden. So yeah, the United States really needs to get into gear. Because the rest of the world is just going to pull up a chair and watch, as the United States crumbles from within. Now this last video I'm going to show you talks about the fan zones that they're having in each host city. This one specifically talks about Toronto. And if you were planning to go, it might cost you a little bit of money now.
This might be the final nail in a coffin for the upcoming World Cup in North America. Toronto FIFA fan zones and other fan zones in other cities are beginning to charge between $10 to $300 to attend. Now, some of you might not know what a fan zone is, but having attended the 2018 World Cup of Soccer in Russia, this is what an epic fan zone experience looks like. And it's free. You're meant to come in for free, get drinks, food, whatever, and enjoy the vibe and watch the game on some massive screens. So not only are the World Cup ticket prices absolutely ridiculous because FIFA got greedy, created their own sales platform, and is now making money on each transaction, which was never in place back then. But also North American cities are actually hiking prices for simple services such as travel on a train by 675% just to cash in on the World Cup. FIFA is essentially charging extortionate pricing, utilizing deceptive dynamic pricing, adding a 30% resale fee. But also the cities themselves that are hosting these games are charging obscene prices for seemingly everything. And these are some of the prices from the fan zones in 2018. A beer was $4, a hot dog was $3, and a burger was $4. Now save this video and let's look back on it once we see the prices in the upcoming fan zones. They're actually charging you to go in. And to top it all off, this is what a stadium looks like in Moscow and Luzhniki. And this is what a stadium looks like in Toronto, Canada's largest city. I hope the product on the field exceeds my expectations because everything else is likely going to be far below.
Okay, I thought he would go a little bit more in depth on the fan zone, but I found the tweet, so I'll talk about it. But everything else he says still applies. But my guess, and these are Canadian prices, I think a beer is probably going to be what, $15, maybe $20? Hot dog might be about $10, and a burger will be another $15. That's my guess. But back to when it comes to the Canadian fan zones, let me read this out. Toronto FIFA Fan Zone will charge between $10 and $300, becoming the latest one to switch from free. Many US cities have cancelled altogether. Vancouver has some free, some at $65 and some at $103. Canada soccer houses in both cities remain free. Now, I remember seeing a Global News report, and it's probably about a couple months ago, no, maybe a month ago? I can't find it now though. But they did a report from the switch from free to paid, and a lot of people were not very happy about it. So if you're planning to go in any of these FIFA zones in Canada, you might want to be prepared to pay for it. Now to close off this video, I would like to thank someone from our Discord server with the username Magnum Krakow. And I'm going to try to pronounce this, but he sent in this photo from Elo Crow. Was I close at least? I mean, I did a little bit of research on YouTube to try to see how it's pronounced, so hopefully it's close enough. But I do want to thank you for joining the Discord server and sharing it with the community. Now I know many of you are probably thinking, hey, where's the co-host? She's been quiet the whole video. Well, here she is, and she's passed out again, on the top shelf, and I'm not about to wake her up. If she wants to sleep, she can sleep. Because I do kind of want my peace and quiet. Alright, that's all I got for today's video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole FIFA situation. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that'll show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.